What is up, YouTube? Crafting Cars here. Happy Tuesday. Now in today's video, we're going to continue working on our 1997 on a Civic project car. And today's a pretty big day. So about a week ago, I placed an order for my dream wheels. I had them shipped and then of course mounted and balanced at my local discount tire. And today we're going to pick them up. So yeah, very excited. On our way back, we're going to be stopping by and seeing my buddy Bob, see what's going on with his 1964 Ford F100 project truck, and he wanted a t-shirt as well, so we're gonna give him that Crafting Cars t-shirt. Now I hope Discount Tire is open today. I tried calling him on the phone and nobody was picking up, and I know in the beginning of the video I said happy Tuesday, but it's actually currently Black Friday, so I guess we're gonna find out. Oh yeah, they're open, and looks like my wheels have arrived just as I thought. And another thing that's kind of cool, I forgot to mention, I was so excited about these wheels, is we got some side skirts to install today as well. Some PCI Racing 4-inch aluminum side skirts. So stay tuned for that. Those are going to be awesome. All right, well, we've arrived at Bob's house. I won't show you guys the wheels yet, but those are going on the Civic. We'll see what he thinks about these wheels.
No shit. Those are sick. That'll look tight.
And they're 17s. And here's your t-shirt.
Sweet.
Obviously, you can pick those up. Hit me up on Instagram, afton.voigt.ej8.
Yeah. Tight.
Oh, that's cool. Oh my God. I think I still have an old clip showing the exposed wheels.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, this is one of the latest mods Bob's done to his 64 Ford F100 here, is completing these fenders. That looks good.
Yeah, they turned out pretty decent, especially for first time. And
yeah, that's your first weld job?
First weld job with the new welder, and not having any forming tools, just doing everything on the bench.
That's nuts.
Using what, so.
And it's blended in so well too. Jeez.
I'm gonna go up to Winnick and get some 1x1 tubing and start planning out my raised bed floor. The bed floor will be just right below this.
Oh, okay.
Be right up here. Because when I air it out, my panhard bar comes up actually above my C-notch. This will lift up so I can have access to my fuel pump and
damn.
stuff. So.
It's been a while since I've seen a C-notch. Anyway.
Anyhow.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've got a buddy with an old Ford. Yeah, he kind of did the same thing where he put the raised bed to cover up all his air suspension, all his custom work and everything like that. But
yep. Make it
awesome.
flat so I can hold my dirt bike and still use it as a pickup. Is that like under hard acceleration, it seemed like it didn't miss a beat. This got storage underneath here.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, bottle of Captain.
It's got cup holders too. I don't think you had cup holders before.
Cup
so
holders in here now, and it's super comfortable.
yeah. Well, that was nice to see our old buddy Bob again. Let's go home and we'll reveal these wheels. Here we have the 1552 Turbo Mac wheel. Now this wheel was co-designed by professional rally driver Ken Block. He even has his logo stamped into the back of the wheel. Yeah, right there, the Block 43 logo. Now he used this wheel in his Gymkhana 6, 8, and 9 videos. If you haven't seen those yet, I highly recommend you check them out. Now if you're getting like an 80s rallycross style vibe when you're looking at these wheels, you'd be exactly right. These were designed heavily influenced by that style. I think I was first introduced to that style of wheel back when I was a little kid playing PlayStation 1. Gran Turismo 2, my favorite car in that game was the Opel Tigra Ice Racer, and that had a set of 5 spokes on there. I believe there were flat yellow 5 spokes. That game kind of shaped my childhood. And you'll notice that you also have these vents along the outside of the wheel. Now that's to simulate the old school turbofan wheel cover design. So I think Porsche was the first one to introduce it. But it became very popular back during Group B rally when all these companies were doing whatever they could to get the competitive edge against the other companies. Now the whole design behind like the turbofan wheel is as the wheel rotates, it's supposed to create suction and actually vent all the hot air and channel it away from the car. So any heat from your brakes or anything like that built up underneath the car will be channeled outside, so your brakes can stay cool. And I believe the old school, the turbofan wheel covers, although they were vented all the way around, they usually had a flat disc, so that helped with aerodynamics as well. So yeah, very cool design. Very stoked to finally have my own set of these. And so this is actually a much bigger wheel than I got on the car right now. Currently on the Civic, we got 16 by 7 plus 35 offset. These are 17 by 7.5, 42 offset. The bolt pattern on this is 4 by 108, which is commonly found on like Ford Fiestas and Mini Coopers, which makes sense since those are kind of modern day rally cars, very popular in the scene right now. So of course the Civic is 4 by 100 and we're gonna have to use an adapter. So that's where these come in. I had these ordered up. These are custom made wheel adapters. And as you can see, it's gonna be quite the spacer as well, about 2 inches there. Now they're bored out, so then the center bore here matches the hub diameter on the Civic. And then this hub-centric ring here matches perfectly with the 1552 wheels. It's gonna poke quite a bit, especially with the 2-inch spacer. So definitely not gonna fit the current fenders and the current orientation of the car, but that's okay. I did that on purpose. I spec'd these wheels out to fit the final version of the car when it's fully wide-bodied. So I'm basically gonna be building the whole wide-body kit around these tires alone. So yeah, very excited to throw them on the car. Like I said, obviously it won't be functional right now, but we can still zip them on and do a quick test fit. So let's get to it. So shout out to Doug at US Wheel Adapters. The fitment on these adapters is great. Fits in the wheel, locks in nice and solid. And then you can see on the hub side as well, really good fitment around the factory hub there. So yeah, very happy with those. Just figured I'd show you guys that before we go ahead and toss on the meats. Now that the wheels are slapped on the car, as you can see, they're poking quite a bit. In the front and the rear, it sticks out from the body about 2 inches, which is perfect, exactly what I was looking for. But now's the moment of truth. I'm gonna slowly lower the car down, and since the wheel diameter is much bigger now, it's about 1 inch bigger in diameter, we might be resting on the fenders. So I'm gonna go very slow, try not to crumple my fenders here. Here goes the moment of truth. I cannot wait to see how it looks. That's it. Goodness. Alright guys, so the wheels are on the car and I'm loving how it looks. I went ahead and as you can see, I did all 4 corners. And man, it definitely does a much better job of filling up those Honda arch-shaped wheel gaps. Of course, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of trimming and clearancing of the sheet metal on top of the tire, but that's all part of the wide body process. It's gonna look crazy. Just looking at it now, it's mad aggressive. Very wild fitment there. There's some people that roll around like this and I don't know how they do it, but yeah. I'm at a loss for words. I really like how I was looking. But our next mod today is these PCI side skirts. So these are the 4-inch aluminum PCI side skirts. They come with stickers, which is always a plus, and then all the hardware and brackets and everything that you need. In order to install these, what I use, 4mm Allen wrench, a couple of 10mm wrenches. You could use like a 10mm socket or a ratchet. I just like these little ratcheting wrenches. And then small drill bit, large drill bit, some toothpaste, either a small Phillips head screwdriver or just like a little Phillips bit on a ratchet there, and then some touch-up paint, and of course a drill. It's pretty straightforward. Of course, if you guys have taken these side skirts off before, you know that there's a small little screw right in the front of the side skirt, a couple along the bottom edge of the side skirt, and then the whole thing just slides to the side and comes right off. So yeah, I'll go ahead, set the camera up on time lapse and show you just how simple it is. I guess I was only using 1 screw. These you just turn 45 degrees and they pop right out. Now we'll go ahead and attach the side skirt brackets. It's kind of cool, they provide nice looking hardware for you. Just goes through these slots right here. There's only 3 brackets total. And then they are threaded as well, so you don't need to use a nut or anything. And this is where that 4mm Allen wrench is going to come in handy. It's like once it gets below 20 degrees in here, my fingers stop working. There we go. All right. All right, so in order to attach the PCI side skirt to the Civic chassis, PCI recommends that you drill holes in this little lip right here. This is very strong, right by the little jack point on the bottom of the car. Runs along the whole length, so it's perfect for attaching these 3 brackets. Basically, PCI wants you to drill holes to match up with the holes on the bracket here, but there's no template or anything like that, so it can be kind of a guessing game where you drill the holes, and we want to make sure we get it right the first time, and that's where the toothpaste comes in. So I'm going to be using Colgate Optic White Advanced. This is toothpaste, apparently whitens up to 4 shades. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be using today. And I'm gonna go ahead and put little dabs on the outside corners of the holes on the bracket. You'll see why in a second. A lot of you guys have probably already used this trick before. All right, so to line these up right, this little lip here rides right on the inside of the PCI side skirt lip right here. So that's the first thing I'm gonna align. I'm gonna be kind of hugging the bottom of the car. So I want this to be as close as I can get it to the bottom of the car here. I'm gonna slowly rotate in, lifting on the whole side skirt. Like I said, trying to hug the bottom of the car, keeping the 2 lips kind of pressed nicely against each other. All right, now we're gonna slowly set down. And this is when that toothpaste is going to make its print on the little pinch weld on the bottom of the chassis. Now lift back up and pull the side skirt off. Perfect. All right, so as you can see, our toothpaste transfer turned out nice and clean. Got good marks on all 3 spots. Now, since we marked the outside of the holes on the bracket, we know to drill right on the inside of the toothpaste marks, and PCI basically recommends that you do it right in the center of the lip. As for, front to back, you're gonna be centered, and then the 3/4 inch gap there kind of gives you a little bit of margin of error, just in case your hole is off a little bit. So we're gonna start with a tiny little drill bit here, just to be used as like a pilot hole, and then we're gonna step up to a, 5/16 bit. We're gonna be drilling up from the bottom. One thing I like to do as well is to protect the bottom of the car, just in case the drill bit jumps up, is grab a little piece of wood, or I think I actually had like a little piece of rubber earlier. You just grab onto this, kind of put it on top of the hole while you're drilling, so when the drill pokes through, it doesn't stab your car. So now we'll take this touch-up paint here, paint inside the holes so that raw metal doesn't rust out on us. So now we'll go ahead and take these brackets off of the side skirt. You can see I already got this one off here, and these get placed on the car like so. And we attach to the chassis using this 10mm hardware here, so you're gonna wanna bust out the 10mm wrenches. All right, so now we got all 3 brackets installed. You might have noticed while I was installing those, every once in a while I'd lift up the side skirt and check the spacing between these holes here and the holes on the side skirt. Now, since they give you a little bit of wiggle room back and forth, eventually I was able to get it all lined up. And one other thing you may have noticed is these brackets, they're supposed to be perfectly perpendicular with the ground, so you want to be straight up and down. A lot of these EKs, this little pinch right here is tilted down a little bit. So to fix that, I recommend you just take a little adjustable wrench, put it against the bracket, and then just lift up to kind of bend up a little bit, nice and gentle. So yeah, got it all lined up. Fitment should be real nice. Now all we got to do is install it using these 3 screws here. So there you have it. The PCI side skirts are installed. Shout out to PCI for making such a good looking product that's also easy to install. Big fan of that. This did not take long at all. And what I like about these side skirts is you could choose the length. So these are the 4-inch, but I believe they also come in a 3-inch and a 5-inch. And I picked the 4-inch because I figured it would be perfect level with the front bumper. So you got a nice clean line going from the front to the side. I think I'm gonna end up paint matching these side skirts, or at least putting like a great decal so people can see that the car is now lower on this side. I'm doing my best to make it show up on camera. I got these lights kind of pointed at the ground here, trying to illuminate the side skirts so you can get a good view of what the finished product looks like. I got it installed on both sides. I made sure to do the other side of the car first, just so I had something to base my experience off of when I did the install tutorial for this side skirt. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know I, for one, am a big fan on how it is all turning out. We're one step closer to that completed vision I got for the car. And yeah, I hope to have the whole project, the whole wide body project, wrapped up around the end of February. I know this video is probably gonna be a long one. It's kind of been filmed over the course of like 4 weeks now. I just had some things pop up, of course. We did the birthday live stream where we played Need for Speed Unbound. That was a lot of fun, so shout out to all you guys who tuned into the live stream. We did that collaboration with Charlie Moore where we installed the EK Civic crash bar. Really love that product, so shout out to him. And yeah, now we're here to present day, and it is January 3rd, which means I also have some sad news. So just yesterday, Ken Block, obviously all you guys probably know who Ken Block is by now. If you didn't, after watching this video, you know he's the one who did the collaboration with 1552 to make these wheels. He did the Gymkhana videos, you know. He unfortunately passed away yesterday. So apparently it was a snowmobile accident. He was 55 years old, so definitely gone too soon. I know he will be remembered forever though. He is such a big name in motorsports. He started with rally, did the Gymkhana videos, all the amazing stunt driving, all the sweet partnerships with Monster Energy Drink, Ford Rally Team, Subaru Rally Team. Just at the end there, he did a collaboration with Audi, and Audi even built him his own car. I think it was the Audi e-tron. I was just watching that video the other day. And I tell you what, there's nobody who can drive an 1100, 1200, 1300. I think, even like his Mustang, I think it was like 1400 horsepower car. Drive it at its absolute limits and still make it look like an art form. So yeah, that guy has made such a big influence on so many people, obviously including myself and pretty much my whole generation of car enthusiasts. I still remember back in high school watching the Gymkhana videos on my laptop, getting all stoked, and then we all be driving out in our first cars, ripping the e-brake around the Minnesota winters. And yeah, now we're out here. We got rally style wheels on the Civic. We're out here ice racing the CRV. And yeah, he's made a huge impact on how I build my cars, how I drive my cars. And yeah, definitely will never be forgotten. So rest in peace, Ken Block. It's happened so recently, I still don't think I've completely processed it all. So yeah, that is all I got for you guys today. Thanks again for tuning into Crafting Cars, and I will see you not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. We're gonna be busting out the splitters on the Civic, so yeah, you're not gonna wanna miss it. And yeah, I guess that's all. Peace out, bye.